So, let's see. Sean, Ryan, Skyler, and Tyler do a podcast called The Shoot Show. Yeah, I bet you guys were in a lot of shoots. So, yeah. It must be a really good show. A really, really good show. Must have at least, 8 fans? 8, what do virgins like to advertise? What's a virgin advertising demographic? Oh, do you guys, kiss each other's hands? As Don Rickles would say, you hockey pucks. Nah, it's just a bunch of dumb names, too. A bunch of idiots. Quote the Raven, nevermore.
I'm buff, I'm the stuff, and the girls just can't get enough. And I'm always in a shoot. Tyler and Skyler, you fucking suck. But Ryan and Sean are great.
And that's a shoot.
That's gonna limit them.
We're too chatty. We're just a bunch of chatty Catholics.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, welcome back once again to the Shoot Show. This is episode 113, man. We've made it a long ways, and for this one, we decided, well, actually, we did not decide. We've been instructed to go back to the year 1993 by friend of the show, Nick. He sent us a suggestion on social media for the May 10th, 1993 episode of Monday Night Raw. And with me, Ryan Clare, with me to enjoy it, is the Double T, Tyler Tubes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am here. 1993 was quite a long time ago.
It was. Some would say, oh shit, quick maths. I always put myself in this position. I try to do math and then I blank out. Somebody Google that equation for me while I introduce Skyler Blank. What's up, man?
Yeah. This was one of many requests we get to do shows.
Yes.
We decided for once to do them, you know.
Yep. We've
do
never
the request.
We've never done a fan
we had to
submission
sift
before.
Through.
Nope.
Well, yes, we have.
It's a lot of mail.
Just
a lot of mail.
Just since we have
you can't
personal
expect us to go through
connections.
all of that one mail.
Yeah, it's a whole mail bag. And there's a one letter inside of it.
Just because we're personal friends with most of, or if not all of the people who have made suggestions in the past, doesn't mean that this is the first fan submission. Even though
those people weren't
very,
fans.
very special. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. Neither is Nick.
Slip your 20s later.
Yeah, and we do apologize for putting out your last name on the last week. We meant we want to both apologize to that and simultaneously call attention to it. Apparently,
I forgot all about that. I should have bleeped that out. Never
that's
mind.
all
Nobody
right.
listens
That's
to the
all right.
show.
We're all on the internet. It's public. But we do appreciate you listening, Nick, and we appreciate this fantastic suggestion, the May 10th, 1993 episode of Monday Night Raw, and with not just blowing smoke up him. It really was a fun show. Part of it, knowing that it's only 47 minutes, so you're gonna savor every little piece of it. It was right from the start. It just takes you right back to 1993, which was 27 years ago. As soon as I said somebody do that equation, I was able to do it by doing simple grade school math in my head.
Yes.
Turns out it actually worked.
Yes.
But yeah, great nostalgia trip from the start. We got a nice intro.
Yeah.
Nice. Everybody's still, you could tell it's still the 80s kind of, because everyone's still wearing the bright neon colors a little bit. Bobby Heenan.
Yeah. The colors and the fashion was definitely a giveaway. This is at the Manhattan Center, the pretty classic Manhattan Center that we know and love from seeing those early days. Did they just
stay there for a while?
They stayed there for most of this year, and I think into 94 even.
Okay.
Yeah. The Manhattan Center is...
That's crazy. To think that WWE had a even though they do that with NXT, so I guess it's not that crazy. Never mind.
Still, though, it's kind of crazy. I agree. It started with Shawn Michaels, man. We get to see some serious Shawn Michaels action. I'm not going to call him HBK because he is not the Heartbreak Kid yet, I don't think.
I think they did use the term Heartbreak Kid.
He was born
later on.
the Heartbreak Kid, thank you.
Well, they do kind of reference Heartbreak Kid in jest, talking about poor Sean Waltman. They called him the Hard Times Kid or something like that. But yeah, this is very early stages of the Shawn Michaels that we know and love. He did have his notable theme music, but we start out in the parking lot, which, I mean, it was clearly filmed earlier that day. They're out in the daytime. There's fans everywhere. And Shawn Michaels, being the douche he is at the time, both real life and on screen, is the Intercontinental Champion. Yep. And man, what a champion he is.
He's talking to, I believe it was Alfred Hayes that he was talking to about being the Intercontinental Champ, and Jack Tunney, forcing him to come back and defend it against Mr. Perfect after some kind of unsurprising Shawn Michaels hijinks. But pretty quickly off the back of this, Mr. Perfect just like Pearl Harbors Shawn from the front. Which I don't really know.
Shot.
I don't really know how you do that. I don't know how you sneak up on somebody by running straight towards them.
Hey!
There was a crowd of people.
He's in an interview. Yeah, there's people everywhere. His attention is focused.
Nobody's like Mr.
He's giving his
though.
promo.
And it's hard to pick Kurt Hennig out of in a crowd.
Yeah.
He doesn't stand down at all.
Nope.
Big comic book face.
But they have a pretty good scrap here. Like it's a pretty good looking scrap to get into. Like this looked like, it didn't look like a half-ass like you might see sometimes in wrestling. Man, it really looked like they were getting at it. Perfect threw him into the
they really
Shawn into
explored the
door
space.
And dented it.
Ooh. They didn't. What was the standout detail of that little exchange is it mostly culminated in Shawn Michaels going through a small car put through by Mr. Perfect. And I was like, oh, man, some guy's going to be real sad about his car. Turns out that was freaking Howard Finkel. That was his car.
Of like the rib of all ribs to and Shawn, he didn't really have to crack the windshield, but he did it with his boot. He kind of kicked his boots into it when he landed.
Yeah, I did read that it was a rib that both wrestlers were in on, but not the Fink. I hope that's not true. Poor
fucking Fink.
I'm sure they
Poor
made
guy.
it good.
I like the intro song for Raw back in the day.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I did not enjoy that the alarm played the entire time Vince and fucking Macho Man and shit were talking.
That was horrible. The high tempo, quick pace music leading straight into a frenzied crowd shot with panning down to show you our commentary for the evening. It's going to be Vince McMahon, Macho Man Randy Savage, and the legendary Bobby the Brain Heenan. And my goodness, that's just a lot of fun on paper. Even Vince McMahon, right out of the gate, was in peak excited mode.
Yeah.
He was not yet known as the man behind the curtain. Jack Tunney was still in charge.
Get that Slim Jim back out.
Exactly. And all he was worried about was entertaining his fans. And he was just screaming his enthusiasm right out of the gate.
Yeah, as Skylar said, there is a really annoying siren that plays for probably at least 2 minutes.
It doesn't stop until the first match starts.
It does. The stopping of the siren coincides with the ringing of the bell to kind of alert you that a match is starting. It's completely unacceptable.
This is early ECW levels of lack of self-awareness on the part of the audiovisual team. Yeah. This is just bad. It completely drowns out Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon is shouting.
Yeah. Have you ever heard Vince McMahon shout?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's weird. Going forward in this whole event felt like they had about 8 guys, and they had to use them for every single thing. There was a dark match that we didn't get to see where Mr. Perfect defeated Yokozuna by DQ, which I don't really know any more details on that.
Damn, pulling triple duty.
So Yokozuna, was pulling triple time that night.
So was Perfect, man. Yeah.
Perfect was pulling quadruple parking lot brawl. Anyways, we'll get to the shit.
I don't. Wow, what a difference 27 years makes. Where Vince McMahon has a slim roster and overutilizes them to the bulked up roster and underutilization. That's a sign of the times, boys.
We get one referee for the entire night, and it is Bill Alfonso.
No, we got two. I saw Tim White.
You're right,
Tim White.
We get Tim White and Bill Alfonso.
I was wondering if you guys recognized Fonzie.
Yeah, Fonzie.
The way he jumps around, you can picture the whistle in his mouth with how he even moved in the ring.
What's the 93 tooth count on a Bill Alfonso?
He looked like he had quite a few of them. Yeah,
he looked healthy.
They looked
That's
good. Yeah.
Good for Bill.
What we get to start off with here is Bam Bam Bigelow versus Typhoon, and this is a qualifying match for the upcoming inaugural King of the Ring tournament for 1993. The first ever King of the Ring.
You gotta say it like Bam Bam Bigelow.
Bam Bam. This is Typhoon, aka John Ottman, who we saw recently when we watched Fall Brawl 93. Now this is May of 1993. That was August of 1993. So he's got a very short amount of time left in WWF at this point before he's going to go and debut.
I didn't realize that was him. Huh.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, that's about enough time for this match to end. And he goes to the back, and he's told to pack his shit. And he goes home, and there's got to be just barely enough time for him to join WCW, and the idea to be formed that he's the Shockmaster. There's got to be close.
It's really cool, and this is kind of an unintentional coincidence that we get to see this little bit of cohesion here, because we did get to see the Shockmaster, and everybody remembers the Shockmaster, but to a lesser degree, like being able to see that character just a couple months before he would be there. I mean, it's interesting, and he's not doing a lot in this match. Like, he's really kind of just it's a lot of
getting beat up.
Big guy, when they do the big guy versus big guy, and it's like, well, I'm gonna bounce off the ropes and bump into you, and I'm just gonna stand there like while it happens.
Yeah. And we all know Bam Bam Bigelow is capable of so much more.
Yes.
And so it just kind of speaks to what they wanted out of Typhoon and what they wanted to just progress. They just basically, this was just to show the audience, yes, Bam Bam Bigelow will be in the King of the Ring. That's all it really served for. It wasn't a great match.
There's a great moment where Bobby Heenan and Randy Savage are arguing, and Heenan says, "Well, I'll tell you something, Savage," and Randy goes, "Tell me one thing." And I like the idea.
Just one.
Yes. Well, let me tell you something. He's just like, "You're allowed to tell me one thing."
Remember when he gets one.
Yeah. Bam Bam was over, man. He was getting chants and stuff. Everybody loved him.
I played as him a lot.
Yeah, I think he's always been well received, especially when he's allowed to be Bam Bam. Even though he wasn't that night. He comes away with the win after a top rope headbutt. That big fiery head.
He's headed into the King of the Ring tournament. We got after that we get a little teaser for an upcoming tag team called the Smoking Guns. Billy and Bart Gunn. I think it was really funny to see, like, they didn't even exist as a team yet.
I'm not gonna lie though, if you would have showed me this vignette 2 months after Red Dead 2 came out, I would have been like, "Ooh, what's this tag team?"
I mean, it could pop up in AEW right now, and you'd be like, "Oh, Hangman's got some peeps coming in."
Yes,
dude. All Kenny needs is a damn cowboy hat.
Cowboy shit.
I think that he could pull off the Japanese cowboy. That's a thing. That's a whole ass look. I think that should be the move.
Japanese.
No way. He's got to be a Canadian cowboy with an all. The all.
He is an anime character. Kenny Omega is so much more Japanese than he is Canadian. I don't care how he says about.
Yeah, for sure. The next match starts to kind of follow what I really think was indicative of what you would see if you watched Raw back in these kind of days, and even going further into the mid '90s, and even somewhat into the late '90s until WCW really started pressing them. is just squash match after squash match, because what they were doing was they were trying to get you to watch the pay-per-view. They weren't going to show you Yoko versus Hulk on a fucking Monday night. Like,
I didn't even know Hulk was around in this era. That's how much he wasn't on Raw.
Exactly. That's a fantastic
I thought he was already gone when Raw came around. If you weren't
paying, you weren't going to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that's sort of forgotten to time, is how frustrated we get with some of the finishes on like a Raw or a Smackdown. And it's just like we were fucked with on a consistent basis,
no doubt,
throughout the 90s, and it was completely a money grab. Yeah, I mean it's completely true. I never even thought about Hulk Hogan not even being
not even on the first Raw.
Like
who is that
not
guy?
I mean not so much being like there, but even in an advertisement or something. Like,
well, they talked about him, how Yokozuna was going to face him. That's
He's
how
around
when
here
they talked about
that's true.
Yokozuna facing him, I was all like, whoa, Hulk was around because I thought he left and then they started doing Raw. I didn't even realize he was around during the Raw eras. It's just crazy to me.
After the match after this thing is Yokozuna with Mr. Fuji, and
well, there you go.
He's wrestling a guy named PJ Walker.
Do you know who that was?
Yeah,
that's a persona
Incredible.
who the fuck. You can't push the same who the fuck button. Yeah, that's just incredible. Yeah. And
I've been wrestling 1 year.
I have
Wow.
Let's save the who the fuck button for the next match anyway. But yeah, just Incredible, a almost unrecognizable Just Incredible, just off the fact that he had hair. Yeah, that was it.
Like I knew I recognized his face, so I was like, all right, I gotta Google this person. And when I saw the picture of fucking Justin pop up.
If there was a list of like,
I popped.
He popped. Skylar popped, guys.
Popped, big time,
in every sense of the word.
If there was a list of like the top 5 kayfabe things that I believed as a kid, number 1 was definitely that Yokozuna was actually Japanese. Like,
for sure. Yes.
Did not question that at all.
Yeah, I mean, like, sheltered white kids. How are we supposed to know?
How?
Well, they started
supposed to know. Isn't his envoy there? Isn't he a Japanese man?
Well,
Mr.
that's the
Fuji,
thing, and they paired him with Mr. Fuji because when they first started pushing Yokozuna, which was not too long before
you put them next to each other. You can't even tell.
They actually had Yokozuna cut promos, and he tried to cut promos like he was Japanese, which we all know that he is a Samoan guy named Rodney. And he would try to speak in like a faux Japanese accent, and they did not let him do that for very long. Pretty soon after that, they paired him with Mr. Fuji, and it's like, look, dude, just let him say the Japanese stuff. And like, a star was born.
Yeah. Well, I mean, being big kind of helps with it. It gets lost, and it's like, especially for an American audience, they're just going to say, well, that guy ain't white, he could be anything.
I mean, he was big enough, they could have just said he was Samoan who went to do sumo wrestling, like...
Yeah, but then you gotta come up with a better name. They probably came up with Yokozuna.
Number 2 on that list was that Kane and Undertaker weren't actually brothers.
Historical.
Like that's the other thing that I kayfabe believed for a long time, that Kane and Undertaker were actually brothers.
Huh. Oh yeah, that is one that got by me for a surprisingly long time.
Yeah, I mean I was 11 at this point in '93.
They're so tall and both had long hair. I mean, come on.
Yeah, tall people are obviously related.
Yes.
Man, we've talked a lot about this match, and it was about 2 minutes and change.
Not even, I don't think.
Dude,
but,
it was 2 minutes and 20 seconds, I think. That bonsai drop is gross.
I don't like how long he has to sit there after the match.
I genuinely...
How the hell did they do that?
I really don't. There's a lot of moves where, like, I understand the kind of the sleight of body behind it, if you will. I genuinely have no idea how you don't like, because he puts all his weight on them, and he kicks his feet out, but he's resting on his heels, so there's no way he can. Yeah, I don't know.
I think they're just taking that. I think they're just taking it, man.
They just put their arms up like this, and that's it.
That is terrifying.
And even after the pin,
because I saw Justin's arms just sitting there like that.
Like you said, Skylar, he just
can't
sat
see
there and thought up a haiku.
Yeah, until Mr. Fuji touched his arm, then he got up. It was like, dude, come on, fuck that.
All right, let's say we are 17 minutes into a Royal Rumble. You are seated in the corner after taking a vicious Irish whip. Rikishi is about to hit you with a stink face. Would you rather take that?
Yes.
Or would you
Yes,
take a...
that ends after
million
like
times
5-10 seconds.
Really?
I would take a minute
over Yokozuna?
I would take a minute of stink face over any amount of Banzai
I don't know if
drops.
Yokozuna's ever going to get up again.
Dude,
I'll
Tyler.
be too scared. I'm too claustrophobic
I will
for that
I will
shit.
send you the video of a botched Banzai drop where he lands on the guy's head. You're not only trusting him to do that, but you're trusting him to land in the perfect spot too.
Is that man dead?
Dat boy probably did.
He can't I
don't want to
tell
see
you
that.
the shapes and colors.
Yeah,
I
you send that
guarantee
to
you.
the chat.
Yes, I would like to see that, please.
Yokozuna wins. He murders him.
It shows
and they advertise the
happening
match.
in real time here.
Yeah, it really is. Well, okay. Well, I may have to change my vote after seeing that video. All right, I get it. What do we have up next?
We've got the Mean
yeah, go
Gene
ahead.
King of the Ring report.
Yes. Good old Mean Gene.
Lex Luger.
One
as
surprising note before we
Narcissus.
move on to Yokozuna. I know I rushed just past it, but did you guys catch Bobby Heenan say? Oh damn it! I think it was Typhoon. Bobby Heenan actually used the term "job" on 93 television.
Yeah, I heard him say it. Yeah,
he says I hate
think
how
it
he was
was
jobbed.
I think it was actually. I think you might be right that it was Yokozuna. They said something like he got jobbed at the pay-per-view or something, but he definitely said
Was
it 100%. I heard him say it, and I even remember
It was.
thinking in '93 like that's an awfully inside term to be throwing around.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's edgy to say stuff like that. Like back in the day, that's the kind of shit that would get you fired.
Yeah, do you think that like Corey Graves or somebody could say jobbed?
I
On
think
current
Heenan just-
WWE Universe television.
I think Heenan was just in a point that he did not give a fuck. I think Heenan just did
Yeah,
what,
well,
and,
yeah.
and it will bring itself up later on in the show.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
But I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. All right.
The next
Yeah,
match?
that was it. Lex Luger as Hawk and Ico Pro in a commercial. That was pretty funny.
Oh, that's right. Oh, man, that's what I wanted to do if I was going to do the intro. I forgot. I wanted to say the show was sponsored by Ico Pro.
Oh, Ico Pro. What is
Just
it? Is that
because
the
it's-
thing still?
It's the supplement. Yeah,
it's probably just like a
WWE
creatine
brand
powder.
I always wondered what
No,
that
it's-
banner
it's-
was anytime I'd see old Raws.
Yeah, it's their in-house failed supplement program. Like they wanted to catch on, and it I don't think even made it to 1995. I could be wrong.
Ahead of its
But it was
time.
not long for this era.
Ahead of its time, baby.
Wait a minute.
All right, we got match number 3 now.
Ooh, that's right.
They give a great crowd shot where there's just a bunch of guys that look like extras from the Lost Boys. Like it's just dudes
Damn it.
with like hats on, and they've got like one cross earring dangling down from an ear, and the other ear
That is
isn't
very
pierced.
90s.
Bunch of Kiefers in that crowd that night for sure.
I don't mean to go back again to Yokozuna, but did you guys see during his entrance where a fan tried to like grab his fucking jacket off of him and
No,
shit?
my goodness.
Like a dude started grabbing it and he just like glared at the dude. It's like,
That's how you die, man.
it's just
like,
like I don't
not
understand
alone.
people that do shit like that.
He's actually Samoan. Even less reason to fuck with him. Like,
Yeah, for real.
Leading into the Mr. Perfect match that
Yes,
we have,
it's finally
next,
introduced what that is.
It's there's a something we skipped from one of the previous matches. They're using ring girls,
Yes.
to walk around the ring, and Bobby Heenan is just he
He can't contain himself.
He cannot.
is a dog.
He says they have a girl in the ring that if you're a shoot show veteran is reminiscent of
Yes.
NWO Becky.
Yes, we said the same thing.
This is for Mr. Perfect, yeah.
Bobby Heenan says, "Is that knobs or sags?"
Oh, that's mean,
Dude,
Bobby.
Bobby
And
Heenan. Well,
Vince
Bobby Heenan
says,
was super.
That's
into
not
the
one of the
other
nasty
girls, but
boys.
then,
Like
yeah,
that's gangster, man. Like that's devastating.
That was very devastating.
But he said, "Yeah, a cheap hotel is missing a shower curtain."
Oh,
this lady has come to your
damn.
program.
Damn, Bobby,
To
he's
perform a
such a
service.
savage. He's so fucking brutal.
It's horrible. Well, yeah, Mr. Perfect makes his way to the ring. He's taking on Iron Mike Sharp in this next match. But Mr.
Who the
Perfect,
fuck?
just a scene stealer.
Boy,
Is, oh yeah, that
he
is.
likes-
I'm sorry. Yeah, let's get a good who the fuck
Who
on
the fuck?
Iron Mike Sharp.
He's not anybody. He's not one of those guys where we're gonna go, you know who Iron Mike Sharp actually is, guys? Nobody. That's who he is. He's nobody.
I tried to look him up because he looked like a veteran.
He does. He kind of looks like Tully Blanchard
forever.
or something.
He looks like a wrestling guy.
But wow, Mr. Perfect, Mr. Perfect likes what he sees, man. He
boy, Mr. Perfect. Mr. Perfect's an equal opportunity fucker. He will take whatever is catching his vibe at the moment, and right then, WWF Becky is catching his eye, and she's standing there in the ring, and she looks to like a little bit of Mr. Perfect, and he grabs her by the face in the most romantic way, and just stares into her eyes, reaches into his mouth, takes out his gum, and puts it in hers, and she is elated.
Yeah,
she is digging the hell out of it.
She saunters away,
and I was like, what a cool guy.
Savage is talking up Mr. Perfect, and Heenan is arguing with him about it. And Savage says that, well, he was a lumberjack in Arizona. And Bobby Heenan says, there are no trees in Arizona. And Savage says, see, he's done a real good job, hasn't he?
He's perfect! Damn it.
That is some good shit.
And that's when Vince looked over at Randy with just love in his eye.
Yeah.
Just like...
just double thumbs up, like, God damn it, Randy.
You think when Randy left that hurt him more than Hogan?
Yep. It's just on the mic, sitting next to him, definitely, like...
Yeah. In his wallet, no, but yeah, in his heart, yes.
Yeah, that's good. That was good shit.
That was good shit.
Yeah, fantastic.
Bobby
Is it
Heenan,
this match where... Yes, okay.
But yeah, Bobby Heenan is so bored by what he is seeing that he starts channel surfing on the monitors.
I didn't know they could do that.
So they cut back to him, and you can see that he's got two monitors. On the top one, he's just switching the channel with the remote.
He was watching baseball at one point.
You get a quick glimpse of Mark Wahlberg in his Marky Mark days selling underwear, which he was popular for in the early 90s.
He was good at it, man. He sold a lot of underwear.
He goes to a channel that looks to be fairly scrambled, and Vince says, "Oh, don't go to that channel."
He said, "Where's the one about the girl that goes to Dallas?"
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't realize he was talking about Debbie Does Dallas.
Yeah, Debbie Does Dallas. Yeah. God, Heenan.
Bobby Heenan.
Yeah,
like,
having Heenan and Savage right there with you is like all Vince has to do is send them to break. Really.
There's a lot of leg squeezing going on there. There's a lot of towards the upper thigh leg squeezing. In approval.
It's a veritable firestorm of activity under that desk.
Just can't laugh uncontrollably. Just gotta squeeze their legs, really.
Like,
oh god.
Yeah. While we may seem still by our shoulders, there's a veritable sea of action happening just below the desk.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like a duck on the surface of the water. He looks calm, but...
Obviously, Mr. Perfect's getting the win here over fucking Iron Mike Sharp.
Iron Mike Sharp. With a perfect plex, no less.
After that, we got a Slim Jim commercial. That was pretty cool.
Fuck yes, you did. That's one thing that probably hurt Vince's wallet, taking that Slim Jim money with him.
Yeah, that beefy juicy spice.
That was a big deal. Something about the Slim James was so over in the early 90s, dude. People loved the Slim Jim. Every time I smell them, people open them into in a classroom or something.
Do both of you hate Slim Jims?
I don't have any issue with Slim Jims.
I love Slim Jims.
Yeah, no,
I don't like a Slim Jim.
I used to eat the shit out of them when we went camping.
Ryan's from Arkansas. I think Slim Jims are on their state flag. I think your state flag is just like two crossed meat sticks. And like a possum with tire marks over it.
Are you talking about Arkansas?
Yeah,
the Arkansas state flag. It's a possum with tire marks and like stink lines coming up off of it.
Two Slim Jims.
What do you think the Slim Jim's made of? That's why I can't eat it. I'm like a Hindu with beef. I can't eat possum, man. Come on.
All that picture, and then it kind of funnels into, and then it's a Slim Jim.
I want to see that flag now so bad.
That's my coat of arms, actually. That's my family coat of arms.
Your coat of arms would feature like some kind of roadkill possum on it with like stink lines coming.
Is that stinker weed? We'll never
Oh,
know.
it's classy. It's classy. That's what it is. Speaking of class, Mr.
My
Hughes, you want to
goodness.
talk about a man in a suit that'll put you at unease?
God.
Mr. Hughes,
kidding.
Mr. Hughes comes out with his new manager Harvey Whippleman, to the dismay of
Who the
Bobby
hell is
Heenan.
Harvey Whippleman?
He's a skinny white guy who came out with Mr. Hughes.
Was he not like anything ever? I guess not.
Whippleman's been around. Yeah, no, Whippleman's been around for a while. I mean, there's also like Mikey Whipwreck. That's also another guy with whip in his name.
Well, yeah, Hughes himself made
everybody
kind
knows
of
Mikey.
the world tour as Big Star's bodyguard. He was Chris Jericho's in WWF. He was also this was earlier, I believe. Triple H's when he was Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
When he was actual
that's-
Triple H.
Oh,
But
okay,
didn't really-
okay.
He was on the Indies until
Remember now.
2012. Apparently, he stepped down as head trainer of his wrestling gym in 2016. So he's not in the bin no more.
It's funny because I was sitting writing in my notes and I'm like, okay, Mr. Hughes versus 1-2-3 Kid. No, scratch
Yeah.
that out.
Right,
Okay, they
yeah.
call him the
It's too many
Kamikaze
names.
Kid. No, scratch that out. Okay, this week he is the Cannonball Kid. Sean Waltman, aka X-Pac,
he's
aka
got a lot of 'em.
6, aka
So okay, before Cannonball,
Six Pac.
yeah, he had been the 1-2-3 Kid, 6-Pac, the Lightning Kid, the Kamikaze Kid, and now the Cannonball Kid.
Kid.
He called
Mo.
himself Six Pac before in WWE. Or were
Oh,
you just
shit,
reading his
you may
Wikipedia?
be right. This could be out of order on the Wikipedia.
Yeah, definitely, because he was Six Pac on the Indies after WCW and WWE.
Good call. Good call.
It's like working its way down, like Mo when he was a boxer on The Simpsons, and it was like first I was Kid Gorgeous, then I was Kid Presentable, then I was Kid Gruesome.
he's got one ugly mug.
Oh
then
my
just
goodness.
Kid Mo. Yeah, Vince
So
calls
did
him the
Mr. Hughes
Kamikaze
win,
Kid.
or-
That made me laugh. Sorry.
He wrestles with sunglasses on. Who does that?
Yeah. Mr. Hughes is showing a lot of disrespect keeping those glasses on. Heenan even calls that out, like super dangerous. Even if you know it's going to be a squash, I mean, like that still you can catch a heel or something to the face and lose an eye.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the risks he's willing to take
and
to look cool, and he did.
Waltman was definitely jobber to the stars at this point.
Yeah, mullet.
Yeah,
mullet. To
I
the
mean, he's a
stars.
young kid. He's a young buck. He'll be all right. Get in there.
Development
Yeah,
talent.
he might make a name of himself. We'll never know.
Well, and to look at between Mr. Hughes and the Cannonball Kid, we obviously know who went where. Mr. Hughes didn't go anywhere really.
Right.
Unfortunately, because he got the look.
I believe Ryan said he was with Chris Jericho for a while. So
For like a couple months in 1999.
So he did do something.
For just a few months when Ralphus
went to
didn't answer the
ECW
phone.
very briefly, 3 years. Yeah, he was looks like 3 years in ECW, and then from there, after WWF, just the Indies. But bless you, Mr. Hughes.
From there, we go into the main event.
Yeah, I don't know if we've really talked all about it. They have front sold it all night. It's a big lumberjack match with all the players you've seen basically earlier in the night serving as the lumberjacks for the match between the Intercontinental Champion Shawn Michaels versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yep. Good old Hacksaw.
And people are loving the hose.
Oh yeah.
How
People
can you
love.
not?
People love Hacksaw.
Dude, my dad not even 2 weeks ago did the hoe for Hacksaw when he was carrying around a 2x4 for work to go cut it. He was like,
I
"Ho!"
always I sometimes have to get those and go toss them into a bin at work, and it's literally over the shoulder, arm fully extended, thumbs up. USA.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Absolutely. I'm glad we all have that same instinct. I honestly have to fight it even if I'm holding or near an American flag. He came to embody the stars and stripes to me as a child.
He was wearing Kurt Angle's gear, though. It was weird.
But
Wow, it does look like
He's
Kurt
just getting
Angle's
it-
gear.
he's
Oh my
just-
god! I never-
breaking it in for him.
For that big dick.
This this is kind of like what I was saying, where it felt a little bit like watching wrestling lately. because the Lumberjacks were just everybody who was out already. And just a couple. Like, I think the only people that were out that we hadn't seen was Tatanka, Terry Taylor, and Bob Backlund.
I know.
Oh yeah, we saw Tatanka in that Ico Pro spot. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
So where do we see Tatanka?
They did talk about him too, and also I know they were supposed to look like lumberjacks, but again, my wrestling mind, I thought it was a Mick Foley appreciation night when they were all coming out.
Well, yeah, the lumberjacks. The conceit, the lumberjack conceit is just a red flannel. That's it. I mean, and like
Oh, that's so nice of them to honor Mick Foley. 1993, he's still sleeping in his car, probably.
And I appreciate that Mr. Hughes came back out as a lumberjack because he literally just walked back in the back, threw on a flannel, turned around, and walked back out.
Yes.
Boy, these guys earned that hot dog that night. But yeah, we've got Hacksaw Jim Duggan coming to the ring with great fanfare, hose all around, and then here comes the champion.
Well, no, he attacks Mr. Hughes out of nowhere.
Well,
oh yeah, that's
for no reason.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm glossing over. Go ahead.
Do you feel like Hacksaw's gimmick was just that he like loved the USA and that he was just a little Gordy?
Don't you do that. Hacksaw Jim Duggan has all of his facilities. He just loves his country and good quality wood products.
Okay. Just checking. But I like that he gets into the ring and immediately gets back out to start fighting Yokozuna.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, it was Yokozuna,
like
not Mr. Hughes, yes. Why did he start fighting Yokozuna, though?
Because he doesn't like him, because he's from USA, goddammit, and Yoko's from Japan.
Oh my god, was that literally the only reason?
Yeah, there's that Japanese
fella out there. Do you need another reason? USA.
Hell no.
USA.
I remember Pearl Harbor. So he's yelling as he punches him.
Jim Duggan is on site with anybody that doesn't have a U.S. Birth certificate for sure. On site.
U.S.
KOS, yeah. Bro,
let me see your papers.
Papers, please.
So the music hits. Here comes the champion, Shawn Michaels, and I'll be damned, he's on crutches and street clothes.
Oh, poor
like,
guy.
What's going on here? We've been promised a championship match
all night. Hyping it
all night.
Night.
So he makes his way to the ring, just barely able to get there, and shit, big turn, big surprise. Shawn Michaels is a douche.
This made me laugh so hard because of the way it played out, as only a wrestling thing can, where, you know, Shawn hobbles up to the ring, and then Mr. Perfect just starts blasting on him, like just wailing on him, and Shawn rolls into the ring and just like he's so mad he kicks the rope to like show you that like not only is he not hurt. But like he's so not hurt that like I laughed at this. This is such a wrestling thing to like not only be lying but to give yourself away in such a comical manner. Well, he's not even dressed. He's not even dressed for it.
Yeah, Bobby Heenan just refuses to accept one can participate in a wrestling match in cowboy boots and jeans.
Channeling is Jesse Ventura.
Macho Man was more ready for a match than Shawn Michaels. Why was he in full gear every Monday, ready for a match? I really
feel like at that era they were having to like lash him to the chair. That it was just like he would sit down and they like his outfit would kind of like dock into the chair and it would latch him there because otherwise I feel like Savage is gonna go up there.
He just gets on the top rope randomly.
Yeah, like he's on one of those like lanyard retractable things where he can start getting away, but it'll pull him back.
I picture him on one of those leash things, those runners you get for your dog when you go camping. Like he's got a little freedom, so he doesn't get too stir crazy.
Gonna get 3 minutes with Bonesaw 93.
You come within this 20 feet perimeter that I'm able to travel, and I'll beat you. 3 minutes.
Talking about we got some Slim Jim money.
This whole
we can fall into that hole real easily.
Was this whole match though just Mr. Perfect attacking HBK?
It really they don't care for one another. That was pretty much the message.
Well, and again,
I do believe they put on a clinic at SummerSlam.
Again, like we said, this is like front loading to front load the the pay-per-view down the line. Like what you want to see, like nobody really cares about a lumberjack match between these two. What you really want to see is Hacksaw versus Yoko. That's what I want to see.
I wanted to see Hacksaw and HBK have a legitimate lumberjack match where both of them were in ring gear.
You ain't gonna get one of those matches unless you pay, brah. You ain't giving it out for free, brah.
I got to watch fucking Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar have a 60-minute Iron Man match on SmackDown. That's what I got to enjoy when I first started.
Well, and I'll tell you who you can thank for that. Ted Turner.
Thank you, Ted.
Because WCW was putting those kind of matches on a Monday night, and WWF had to start doing it to compete with them.
And then they were like, "Well, we can't stop now. Everybody's used to it."
Because if you were running WCW back in the day and they were putting on the kind of matches that they were, whether or not they were ridiculous, but WWF was putting on Iron Mike Sharp. People weren't gonna be watching it.
Yeah.
I have to turn my notes over.
It's beautiful. But yeah, this match really wasn't bad. It was honestly the most entertaining actual match of the night. A lot of scoop slams, a lot of corner slams and stuff. They really played to the lumberjacks. They try to utilize them as much as possible, and that's kind of the story of the end of the match. It's like you said, Tyler, Mr. Perfect show. That's mostly what it was. Runs in for a DQ.
Ultimately, like Yoko, Hacksaw Jim Duggan falls out of the ring, and Yoko hits him with a lightning fast leg drop. Like Yoko hits for as big as Yoko is, he hits a leg drop on Duggan and is back up to his feet so fast. Like it's impressive. It really it looked pretty good, but they they rolled Duggan back in, and he's dead. That's it. He took a leg drop from Yoko. He's dead. So Perfect hits him with that perfect plex, which is amazing. Like Perfect, that name was fitting. Like watching Mr. Perfect wrestle is always a joy because the dude, he earned that name in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like he's a lot of fun to watch. He's crisp as fuck.
Yeah, and I really didn't appreciate him at the time. It took me getting smartened up and going back and watching how he's kind of like the electricity. You don't notice it unless it's not there. And when he does things, shit just works. Shit looks good, even down to his strikes and making a strike look good. And it's weird. It's weird how easy he makes it look.
And there's the clip of back in the day when he was wrestling Jericho, and Jericho went for the lion salt and was going to land on his head, basically.
Oh, man, yes.
And Perfect lifted up his legs and just cradled him just enough on his shoulders to stop him from doing it. It's wild footage because, Jericho was going to land on his head. And, that's pretty scary. But, yeah, props to Perfect. Yeah. Props to that Perfect plex with those arched, digging those toes in. I'm talking about his match from earlier. It's perfect.
But they do some scoop slams and all this, and then Mr. Perfect can't contain himself.
He wasn't even wrestling in that match. I'm sorry.
He can't contain himself though, and he starts to attack HBK in the ring.
Yeah, he gets in. Yeah, it all spills in, and it's just flannel everywhere.
Yeah. Flannel flying
as far as the eye can see.
The flannel's flying in a schmaz.
Yeah, it just it ends in classic wrestle show fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Just contain chaos.
Vince McMahon screaming. The flannel's flying. And that's wrestling in the early 90s.
I think this last match was longer than any all of the previous ones put together. Like, the rest of it was commercials or promos. I'm pretty sure.
Sorry.
I'm looking back here. I can't... Oh my God, I think so, because I think this match was like close to 20 minutes.
Yeah,
No
it was
way.
17. It was a 17-minute long match. Yeah. No, this was the longest
Yeah.
match of the night cumulatively. I mean, you could add all the other matches up, and it probably didn't equal 10 minutes.
Yeah, easily.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun to watch these shows, and these ones are very digestible. 47 minutes.
Yeah. In retrospect, at the top of the show, I said how much I enjoyed it, and working through it, it was really kind of a shitty show, because it was mostly just like saying, hey, go look at this pay-per-view here after a while. But it was so short, and it was so fast-paced and fun that I didn't even notice, and I had fun watching it. So that, like, this could be as sucky as anything that we've watched, but it's just less of it, so we don't notice.
Well, yeah, and it is. I mean, it's definitely it's an appetizer. I mean, I really think that that's the way that they approached it back then. It's something to show you guys and to be like, well,
to get you to yell at your mom and dad to please buy the pay-per-view.
100%. Look at how badly this guy got beat up by this guy. Imagine when he goes up against this other guy.
Yeah. And, I mean, everything eventually moves to that, but you made a great point that WCW was at least putting more dense content out there, a little bit more,
a few years,
quality.
like half a dozen years from now.
Yeah, it was like
But
95 when Nitro came around.
Oh
96,
shit! That's
I think.
right. They didn't have a show. What was the Saturday morning show? That was
Saturday night
still
main event or whatever. Saturday.
Superstars or something.
Are you talking about WCW?
Yeah, I was thinking that there was a competitor at the time, but you're right. As far as
WCW had
or
like a
didn't they
Saturday
didn't
show.
they have a
but-
prime time? That was Saturday. Okay.
Yeah, they had like a
rest
rest Saturday night or something like that. But yeah, Nitro didn't come around to like that. But yeah, 95.
Well,
Something like that.
Like, just like pause before you say it, and then just be like, edit that in, like edit in the right answer.
Yeah, edit in me saying some stuff that makes me sound like I really know old school wrestling.
Yeah, it's like
something territories.
like Bill and Ted, where they have to be like, remember to put the keys here. Like you're just gonna like do like make work for whoever's editing the episode. Just go back and fix that. Oh, okay.
It's you, so I like this idea.
Fine.
Well, I mean, that closes our show out. I think that was a fun jaunt in the time capsule for sure.
Definitely.
I really like a sub-hour wrestling show. I think there's honestly room for that, just like a looser form. Not one of the big players, but if somebody wanted to, break into the market, I think like the studio show that NWA was doing, like that should be the birth of small wrestling promotions doing like public access radio or wrestling again. Just with the coronavirus killing everything, it's perfect. Studio shows. Everywhere.
Studios everywhere. Speaking of studios.
We got.
Sorry, I'm gonna announce my pick now.
That's what I was laughing about earlier.
Yeah, we gotta figure
Yeah, no, I
like,
totally forgot to pick
Skylar
something
was like, "Oh
5
shit,"
minutes
because he
ago.
had totally forgotten that his pick was coming up.
So,
And all of a sudden, I just see him lean
moving-
forward, and his eyes start darting back and forth
Start
really quickly.
He's reading a lot of things online. But yeah, thanks again to Nick for shooting that suggestion.
Yeah, it's
to
awesome,
us.
man.
Yes,
Like it's really
it was a good
awesome.
show.
That was a fun show, man. Thank you.
That's
Bobby
an organic
Bobby the Brain's always
suggestion
great.
from someone that
But
we're saying
moving-
a fan. I hope he's a fan. I hope he enjoyed the show. We made this for you.
Well, you think he
Maybe-
just typed in a random string of words and was like, "Hey, let me suggest."
We did
these
laugh.
guys
We
do
did
something
laugh
on
at the
their podcast.
idea beforehand that it wasn't even a real show. That we were gonna go look, and it was gonna like.
Yes.
We got nicked.
We got
But no,
all right.
that's awesome, and like we're
Hell yeah.
we're happy to do it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
For sure. Even Skylar.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we going from here, though?
Back to the Impact Zone.
Oh,
damn
it.
fuck!
Slammiversary 2005.
Wait a minute, who's joining the call? No,
Nope, not this time, brothers.
Not this time.
You're getting
Takeover and SummerSlam.
just a quick rundown of what the card is a few matches. We're gonna have
What
Outlaw
year?
Kip James versus R-Truth.
What
No
year?
Iron Mike Sharp.
We're gonna have Sanjay Dutt versus. They say this is the debut of Samoa Joe in TNA, so that'll be nice.
They say.
Bobby Roode versus Lance Hoyt. The main event, a King of the Mountain match, which those are always kind of weird. Monty Brown versus Abyss versus Raven versus Sean Waldman versus AJ Styles.
What year?
Okay.
2005 Slammiversary.
Is that on YouTube?
I like it.
Yep.
Okay, that's like it's on it's on.
You guys want to know? Guess how many views this has?
10.
No, you got like a real number. What do you think this has?
Honestly, probably like more than 500,000.
Hold on. Is it the official
Impact
TNA?
Yeah.
700,000.
They are. Hold on. No. I'm gonna say like 21,000.
Dude, you guys, this is fucking crazy. It's just 2,651,000. Yes.
It's been out for 15 years, though.
No, it's been on for 2 years on YouTube. It's been on YouTube for 2 years.
YouTube hasn't been around since, or at least as ubiquitous. Wow, good for them though.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah.
I question those numbers. That's like Croatian hackers.
You think Dixie got some?
Someone's sitting there
Russian
just
bots?
fucking watching it constantly
that's
over and
old
over.
Double J pulling some kind of scheme there.
Hey, I hear you guys can do some kind of computer stuff, make me have a bunch of views on YouTube.
Is that
Would you do that, please?
Is that my cowboy boyfriend talking right there?
Oh God. Well, I mean that's fine, I guess. Let's go from
That's the show.
1993 WWF to the start of What's Wrong with Skylar in 2005 Slammiversary.
This is around the time
Really,
I started really
a
getting
case,
the impact
a
of
case
TNA.
study in Skylar.
So yeah, this is the
Started
beginning
buying
of all
their
the problems
DVDs
right
and
here.
shit.
Awesome.
But yeah, man, until next week when we go into the Impact Zone, do keep up with us on the social medias, please. Do like Nick did. Look us up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Search The Shoot Show and you will find us. Or, if you wish to opine verbally, call the Shoot Show hotline, 4132-I-SHOOT, and let your grievances be known.
Yep.
Tell us why you think Ico Pro didn't, or no, what kind of meat is a Slim Jim? Is it actually roadkill possum? Is it several different kinds?
I feel like it's hot dog meat with just like more pepper in it.
Or suggest a show.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's the whole point.
Oh yeah, I guess you could do that too.
Do that one too.
Amidst your telling us of what you think constitutes, cured meats and things of that nature.
Yeah. One does not exclude the other. Please do.
No.
Yeah, write them all down.
Yeah, it'd be like
Just
I
take your
like
time. You can
I like
leave a long message.
salami and I like this episode of NXT from whenever just pair it together.
There you go. That's all it takes.
I like it.
Well, man, I think we've got a good episode ready to go next week. I hope everybody tunes in once again.
Can we throw
Thank
some?
you, guys.
Can we throw some Roman Reigns for Sean?
Oh shoot.
Hold
Gotta
on,
let
yeah,
them
dude. I made the
This is
realization. Yeah, Roman Reigns.
Yep. Pump
Forearm
up
pumps.
that forearm pump for Sean. We love you, buddy. There's no way he listened
I realized.
to this far
Yeah,
into the
damn it, we
episode.
forgot to.
There's no way he made it this far into the episode.
I realized as we were wrapping up the intros that
He
I'm
knows.
so sad. I
He
didn't want-
knows
I didn't
we
want to
love him.
derail it.
You know how long I spent editing Reunited into that intro to make it sync up?
That was nice.
Better listen.
He knows we love him.
Well, all right, guys. Until next week, we'll catch you in the Impact Zone.
That's right.
Later, guys.
This should be fun. Yeah. Good talking to you, boys.
It's gonna be fun. Later, guys.
All right, guys.
Later, Braz.
See you